Hello everybody, welcome to the Headway Sefton Ball. The video you're about to see will be a community of our members who will talk about their experiences, the challenges they've faced and how Headway Sefton has helped them to navigate the rocky road of a brain injury.
Hi, my name's Carol Hopwood. I'm a solicitor and head of catastrophic injury at Carpenters Group. With me is Cathy Johnson, who's chairwoman of Headway Sefton and branch secretary. Cathy had real life lived experience of living with and caring for somebody who'd suffered life-threatening brain injury, so she's full of empathy and care, so I knew she'd make a great chairwoman. So once we'd convinced her, she stepped into the role, and the rest really is history, as they say. That was in 2014.
I'm Joe, this is my dad. He got a brain injury when I was 14. I struggled massively at first, but then we found Headway and it opened my eyes to know that he's not the only person, and it put in hindsight and justified like why he was acting certain ways.
Yeah, I went to work, went up a ladder and I just fell off a ladder. Landed on my face and ended up cracking my skull up here, across there, and I've had all my cheekbone replaced. Yeah, and my jaw was broke and my arm was broke.
Headway UK got in touch with me and Headway Sefton had started, and when I went and met Cathy and Michelle and obviously Carol, and there was another lady, Maureen at the time, it just felt like home and they knew what we were going through.
So welcoming.
Yeah, and then it just felt like, yeah, this is where we belong, this is where Andrew needs to be. When we first went, I'd used all of Andrew's savings, couldn't pay the mortgage, didn't know where to turn, and the girls from Headway turned up with hampers.
I'm Tommy Hangen. I live in Britain.
And I'm Michelle Kelly. I live in Bootle as well. So Tommy got his brain injury 13 years ago. We were on a night out in St Helens from work and he just slipped on ice and fell. Knocked himself out, got taken to Whiston Hospital, and then he went unconscious again. So cut a long story short, Tommy was taken to the Walton Centre and he was operated on straight away, and he had an extradural haematoma, which luckily they could do something with, and that's how he ended up with his massive brain injury. And he then was in a coma for 3 months and he was in rehab for 2.5 years. Before he was then allowed to go home to his own bungalow, because he couldn't come back to our house because our house wasn't suitable for him to come back to. So when Headway Sefton was started, we were the first through the door, and it was one of the best moves we ever made. We're now part of the furniture. We do all fundraising, everything we do, as we've got Headway Sefton within our minds constantly because of what they do for us, how they support us, how we all support each other. Tommy last drop in was playing football, weren't you? Volleyball? Yeah, so he was playing volleyball. No, they're saying they won, they cheat all the time. We actually won. I'd just like to say thank you to Headway Sefton for all their support and everything they've done for Tommy and I over the last 10 years. It's priceless. No amount of money in the world could give us what Headway Sefton has given us.
Hi, my name's Cathy and I'm married to Jan.
So we were riding our bikes, and this is a bizarre story, but a duck flew out in front of the first guy and then flew back. A rabbit ran across the path of the second guy, and I was the third guy, and a pheasant decided it was stupid enough to run straight into my front tyre. And then it catapulted me off, literally in like the cartoon kind of thing, except as the catapult in the first time it hit my head vertically and snapped my neck, and then it rolled over. I did another somersault and then I hit my head again. Not that I know any of this, by the way, it's only what people have told me.
And to think about, accidents is that they don't discriminate from whatever walk of life you're, whatever path you're on. It can happen to anybody, and I think Jan's a very good example of that. He worked really hard, he played really hard, and yet, our lives were turned upside down in the blink of an eye when he had his first accident.
I'd just like to say thank you to Headway Sefton for all the support and everything they've done for Tommy and I over the last 10 years. It's priceless.